Good morning and welcome to the graduation ceremony of our Year 12 2024 cohort. Please stand as we welcome the Year 12 graduating class of 2024. They will be entering to the Irish Blessing sung by our combined school choir. Please be seated.
Yamanindai, Marani Yani Camillare Willingalana, Dawani Yani Camillare Willingalana, Wyamani Yani Camillare Willingalana. Hello to all of you. We pay respect to the Camillare ancestors. We pay respect to the Camillare country, and we pay respect to the Camillare elders. Yalu Malia. Goodbye, friends.
Please stand for the national anthem.
Thank you. Would everyone please be seated? I would now like to invite Jacinda McKenzie to read our Bible reading.
Alrighty, so it's from Psalms 121. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacinda. I now invite our principal, Mr. David Smith, to the stage for the principal's address.
Well, thanks everyone. How great it is to be here and to celebrate the achievements and the 13 years of schooling of these wonderful young men and women before us. Members of Calrossy School Board, our special guest today, Alice Arnott, a Calrossy graduate from 2015 and 2024 Olympic hockey-roo, members of staff, family and friends of the graduating Year 12, Year 12 students, ladies and gentlemen, and men and women of Calrossy Anglican School. Welcome, as I've just said, to this morning's graduating ceremony. It's hard to believe that 13 years ago, where's that time gone? Back in 2012, you students had just started school and you were making the first steps in your education journey. You're all starting to read and hold pens, do all sorts of exciting things. Some parents might remember crying that day, and Mrs. Yo started the crying today already, along with some others. But I think probably some of the parents cheered that day that you went to school as well. You've come such a long way. Infants, primary school, into Year 7, and 6 years to this long anticipated day. And I know some of you are counting down, crossing out every day. And some of you have told me 17 days, 12 days. A portion of you started boarding here at Calrossy. Many of you in Year 7, leaving home and making Calrossy the place where you lived. But for most of us, it's flown by. And it's lovely. It was great here last week to celebrate some of our number who started at Calrossy Preschool or Calrossy Prep. And I found out on that day that Minnie Pearson, I believe, is the longest ever Calrossy student because she did 2 years of preschool, then prep, and 13 years of school, making 16 years in the one place. I think that's a great achievement. Well done, Minnie. Her parents would say that's a lot of years of fees too. No doubt you students and parents are here with mixed feelings. There's the joy and elation of getting there, of the completing 13 long, hard years. And there's things you won't miss. Assessment tasks, bells ruling your life every hour, having to find a clean school uniform in the morning, no more yonder pouches, not having to think, is it week A or week B? You will never ever be told again, apart from maybe your mother, that you have to wear a hat, tuck your shirt in, or do up your tie. But I want to remind you today, Year 12, that this moment is not the destination. As good as it feels to get here, it's not the destination. It's a stepping stone along the way. School is and about your future. The measure of your success, and for us as a school, is not going to be your ATAR or your HSC achievements, although we will celebrate those, let me tell you, but it's going to be more about how effectively you have been equipped for what lies ahead. The future is exciting but also unknown, however much you are planned. Now, this year at Calrossy, I've got my little badge on, the theme has been courage. And it's a good one to think about as a school leaver. Our themes are not plucked out by random, but they do represent ideas that we believe will help you to grow and flourish as young adults and then adults as you leave school. And they connect with our school vision of helping you to become creators of hope and change that matters. And change is pertinent today. Because you leave school, you're leaving the routines that you've been used to. And there's something nice about that. You get up, you go to school, you do recess, lunch, all those sorts of things. And it's predictable. And now you have to start to make your own way, taking on adult responsibility and much less certainty and predictability. There are no Mrs. Yo's at university to get you going. And there won't be in the workplace, although you'll have a boss. But what you do is going to be very much up to you. Now, life has changed a lot during your 17 or 18 years. You may not know, but the iPhone was introduced basically the year you were born, or just after. Social media like TikTok and Snapchat did not exist. Your parents grew up without it, amazingly. Google bought out YouTube the year that you, I think you were in preschool about that time, and the 1 billionth song was downloaded on iTunes when you were in nappies. Now, most of you don't even know what iTunes is anymore. And that song, by the way, was The Speed of Sound by Coldplay. But during your lifetime, technology has changed the way that we do things in the world, and you have just adapted and grown with it. Some of you probably learnt to swipe before you could talk. So things like communication, information, entertainment, they're all different. But what you can be confident in, I believe, is that your life and schooling has prepared you for change and the world that you are about to inherit. Now at school, you've experienced lots of change too, and you've shown great courage in doing so. Calrossy is not quite the same school in many ways as before. And Alice is just talking to me a little bit about some of the changes she has seen just since 2015. We have a different campus structure. The uniform has changed. You've embraced new school houses and your learning is involved. The way that we learn in some ways, there's a lot similar, but there are different things too. Let's not forget that Year 12, they negotiated COVID in 2000 and 2021, so year 8 and 9 for them, and they adapted very well despite the inconvenience of disruption and the uncertainty of home learning and cancelled camps. Now, not all change is good, but you were the first year 9 too that came onto this as a combined year group on this campus and then moved over to Brisbane Street together. And speaking of courage and change, I suggest that they go together. Courage comes from the Latin and the Old French meaning of the heart. So courage is that heart skill. It's not something that you get automatically, it's something you learn as you go. And some of the definitions include to do things that are frightening or hard, strength in the face of hardship, or facing or making change. One of my heroes, and I don't talk a lot about it, but one of my heroes is William Wilberforce. And some of you might have seen the movie Amazing Grace. And I'm going to give you that in about 30 seconds. But in the 1700s, he had strong convictions about slavery, which was very common. The United States, the United Kingdom, the West Indies, everywhere. But he felt that this was terribly wrong based on his deep Christian conviction that every person has value and is precious. And it was in England around the time that we were settled here by Europeans. He made it his life's work to abolish the slave trade, to stop people going and just capturing like wild animals, mainly black people from the continent of Africa, to bring back and sell into the New World in the United Kingdom and around the world. And he faced incredible opposition, hatred, claims that it would ruin the economy. Where would people get workers from? It's our way of life, it's the way we do things, that it will all be a disaster. And of course, the traders hated him, the buyers and the employees stood to lose their free labour. Now, as part of his struggle, he was elected to Parliament, and ultimately he used his canniness, a lot of work and relationships with other people, and showed incredible courage to effect a change that altered the way that the world at that time operated. In 1789, he gave his first abolitionist speech, and 45 years later, the anti-slavery law was passed in 1833. And that law still exists today in Australia, believe it or not, preventing slavery. So it wasn't that long ago. And Wilberforce was very famous for one quote, and I think this is a good one for you as you leave school. You may choose to look the other way, but you can never again say that you did not know. And Wilberforce did not look away. Now, why do I mention my hero? Not many of you are going to be as influential as Wilberforce. Maybe some of you will, who knows? But courage is something that you can take with you into the life ahead. Being an adult, just talk to your parents, being an adult is often hard, and you will need courage to manage some of the challenges you will face. There'll be lots of good times too, but most things worth doing in life will require some courage and hope. And I know Alice will talk about her career, but you don't get to be a hockey-roo by sort of having a bit of a flick round with a hockey ball a couple of times. You've had to work hard, to go through injury, to train, to put yourself through a whole lot of things to get. And that's just one example. Now, a good question to ask, of course, is where do we get courage? I said a moment ago, it's a learned skill. It doesn't come naturally. But a little snippet of the reading we just had says this, gives us a hint. Where does my help come from? And the answer was given a little bit later on. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Now, the last day here is not just significant for Year 12 in front of me, but also for parents and families. So it's a pleasure to have you here as our guests. You have nurtured, cajoled, encouraged, probably threatened at times, them to this point in their lives. And you must be very proud of them, as we are, as you've seen them develop before your very eyes. You have entrusted these fine young men and women to our care for up to 13 years for some of you, or 16 in one example. And on behalf of the school, I thank you for doing so. Between parents and school, we have prepared them for the next stage of their lives. And I'm hopeful that the students will be very grateful and thankful to you for the privilege you have afforded them in an education at Calrossy. I spent a couple of days with this group in the last weekend, and what I've observed continually, not just the last 2 days, has impressed me gratefully. And they have been wonderful holders of our culture, the spirit and the vibe of the school, despite the change. Their dedication and concern for the others, I'll come back to that. It's special that whilst amongst the change, they have nurtured and guarded our special traditions. Now, I do want to acknowledge the staff too, standing around. because they have supported our students, not just in the past year, but right through their education. And it's their dedication and concern for the students that's very evident. And the staff have played a vital part in shaping, teaching and believing in these young men and women. I make special mention of Mrs. Laurie Yo, but also Bart Leach, who have shepherded these young men and women in a very personal and unique way as their leaders of wellbeing and year advisors over the last 4 years. And that adult-student relationship, that mentoring has been vital in your development, I believe. And so I want to thank both of them for their investment into the lives of Year 12. Yeah, we can thank them. Shortly, Year 12 are about to sit their HSC exams. And yes, lots of early entry. I'm delighted about the pathways that some of you have already achieved. But there is still 50% of your mark in each subject up for grabs. So please don't stop working now. But as I conclude, I want to just share a couple of stats. The students always look for that saying, as I conclude. You have, Year 12, spent about a quarter of your waking hours since you were 5 years old at school, not far off 1 million minutes. There are around 36,000 boys and 39,000 girls doing the HSC this year, making a total of around about 75,000 people. 2/3 of those people come from Sydney, but the other third from regional New South Wales. And the New England Northwest has around about 1,500 students, of which we make up round about 1/15 or 100 students. The HSC has 106 courses. That's a lot of exams. English is compulsory, so everyone does that. About 70% of students do maths, 37% take biology, and the next two most popular subjects are business studies and PDHPE. The most popular names for HSC students, as I did some research, are Jack and James for boys and Chloe and Charlotte for girls. The most common surname, it's not Smith, it's Newen, then Smith followed by Lee. And Calrossy this year has the rare feat, around about 200 twins doing the HSC, of having 3 sets, and the Manions, the Duggans and the Bishtons. Now, statistics are one thing, and I could go on, but I won't. But what statistics don't reveal is the colour, the character and the depth of the students in front of us today. You are not a number for us, but real people, individuals. And key to our Christian philosophy and what motivated Wilberforce, my hero, is the idea that every individual is known and valued by God. And that should all give us courage. It is our hope that the time you have spent in our school, thinking about our world, your place in it, and the loving kindness of a God who knows and loves us enough to send his Son to die for us, allowing us to enjoy a relationship with him, might be something that sustains you in your life ahead and gives it purpose and direction and gives you courage. As our reading today finished, and I finish with it, God will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Be of good courage, Year 12, and as you leave this place, may God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Please stand as we sing the servant song as a Calrossy community.
Pray that I might
Please be seated. I would now like to invite Year 12 student Kate Bishon to the stage.
It is with great privilege that I get to introduce our guest speaker for the 2024 graduation, Calrossy 2015 alumni, Hockey-Roo player and Paris Olympian Alice Arnott. Alice is originally from Willowtree and joined Calrossy as a boarder in Year 9 after quickly realising her potential as a hockey player. During school, Alice participated in multiple school events. She was academically focused and seemed to manage the pressure of representative hockey with the academic side with ease. In Year 12, she was elected as Nangara House Captain and led the house to victory in both the Athletics Carnival and the House Music competition. After school, Alice moved to Sydney to study a full-time Bachelor of Health Science and Masters of Public Health, whilst training with NSWIS and the Australian Under-18 squad. In a large setback, Alice tore her ACL in 2016, which put her out for 14 months. However, Alice completed rehab and was then selected for the Under-21s national team and the New South Wales Opens team. After being a member of the National Development Squad for 3 years, she was selected for the Hockey-Roos, debuting against India in 2023. After a strong performance for the Hockey-Roos in India of January this year, she played 7 games, received 2 Man of the Match awards and played in the largest hockey stadium in the world. This impressive run was significant in her selection for the Paris Olympic team, where she scored over 4 goals, with the Hockey-Roos finishing top of their pool. Unfortunately, a disappointing loss to China in the quarterfinals led the Hockey-Roos to go out of the medal contention. However, Alice's high-quality performance and skills resulted in her being the highest point scorer for the squad. I would now like to read out to everyone and remind Alice of what she wrote in her Year 12 Tamworthian final message in 2015. Alice stated, "In 10 years' time, I will most likely be gathering my riches along with Grace Bishton throughout the Australian terrain in the one and only Binga IGA van, to rightfully buy back Arnott's Biscuits and restore glory and honour to what was once a family business built upon the foundations of wheat, sayos and a poor man's dream." As you can see, Alice is far from her high school predicted future and is most definitely not a Binga IGA employee. However, her life experience is most definitely rich. I first met Alice when I was 6 years old, and she has been the extra older sister I didn't know I needed. I am thrilled that she's able to be our guest speaker for today and hopefully inspire my fellow cohort. So please welcome 2015 Calrossy alumni and 2024 Paris Olympian Alice Arnott.
Thanks, Kate. You've basically done my job for me. And thanks everyone for having me today. It's so nice being back here. But as Kate has mentioned, I'm Alice, class of 2015. And yeah, can I firstly just say how honoured I am to be here today speaking to you all, particularly our Year 12 graduates. What a day it is for you. One that I hope that you'll look back on and remember and be really proud of, because it is such a special occasion. Funnily enough, the last time I was in this hall was for my Year 12 farewell, I think, which I'm in a little bit of denial about, because when I say it out loud, it does seem like a really long time ago. But it really does go really quickly. When I look back on my time, it seems like I sometimes question where all that time has gone. But in saying that though, it's comforting to come back here after all this time knowing that certain things remain the same. Looking around, I see a lot of familiar faces, and I've seen more today than I thought that I would. But just to name a few, Miss Bartlett, Miss Klassen, Ian Scott, Mr. Galeen, Mr. Forsyth, and everyone else. All of you bring back a different set of memories that just make me smile. I was actually reminded after seeing Mr. Forsyth that I used to take tennis balls to my geography class in Year 12. And every time he would turn around and write on the whiteboard, I would throw a tennis ball at the board, and he would get so scared every single time. I wouldn't recommend it now though. Now he's been around for a few more years, he might be a little bit grumpier than he used to be. But he is easy to scare, so keep that in mind. Now, but in all seriousness, it's so nice to see so many familiar faces in the crowd today, and not just exclusively teachers. Amazingly, there are still Bishtons at this school. As Kate mentioned, I was lucky enough to be in the same year as her older sister, Grace, who I'm still great friends with today. And now, how cool is it that I get to be back here on the day that the youngest Bishtons, Sam and Kate, are leaving the school and entering the big wide world. Sam, it was a bit touch and go there for a while. We weren't quite sure if you'd make it, but I must say, Sam and Kate, your three big sisters and I are incredibly proud that you are both here today. And I'm so grateful to be here playing a small part in what is such a special day for you both. And that goes for all of you graduating today. What an exciting time for you all. School isn't easy, and I'm sure you've all dealt with plenty of your own individual battles to get to this point. Sorry, I just lost my spot. To get to this point. No doubt there are a few anxieties in this room today, me included. But being nervous or unsure about the future has no place here today. Today is a celebration of what you have achieved and all the beautiful and challenging moments that have shaped you into the people sitting here right now. I feel like in the society that we live in, we get so caught up in what's next and ticking off that next goal that we never really take the time just to be proud of ourselves and what we have overcome to be where we are. I'm actually in a really similar position at the moment. I've dreamt of playing hockey at the Olympics since I picked up a stick at age 4. However, the first thing I did after my Olympics was over in Paris was think about the 2028 LA Olympics, telling myself I would come back with a medal. Immediately, my thoughts then turned to my pre-season program and how making sure I'm really fit and strong would mean that I won't get so many injuries next year. I've had to catch myself in this mindset more times than I can count and tell myself to pump the brakes and just appreciate the fact that I've just accomplished my childhood dream. Regardless of the outcome, I just played at the Olympics and I needed to allow myself to be proud of that fact first. And that was actually really hard, to be honest. It sometimes feels a little bit cringy, I think, to tell yourself these things. However, personally, it has really helped me in the past couple of months to change the narrative that was going on in my head that had messages of disappointment and not living up to our own expectations, to feelings of joy, pride, and success, regardless of whether we ended up with gold around our necks. So I really want to encourage you to try, when you get a moment to yourselves, giving yourselves a big pat on the back and being proud of the fact that you have just leaped a massive hurdle that you never have to go back over. And when the HSE comes and goes, remind yourself of this sentiment and know that regardless of the outcome, you have overcome a serious challenge that will put you in a great position to overcome things in the future. So a bit about me. I grew up, as Kate has mentioned, about 30 minutes outside of Willow Tree, so about an hour and 15 minutes from here. I grew up loving the outdoors, loving the country and all the space that you have out here, but definitely missing the connection that you have with your friends when you live in a town or a city. So I think that boarding school was always the obvious option for me and my sisters. However, in my family, boarding school in Sydney was usually the only option. And that is what my 3 siblings ended up doing. However, even as a 12-year-old kid, I knew that wasn't the best option for me. So, after 3 years of convincing Mum and Dad to send me to Calrossy, they finally caved and I moved into the boarding house at the beginning of Year 9. There are a few things that drew me to Calrossy from such a young age. Firstly, as I mentioned already, I love open space. Sydney has never been for me. Even after 5 years of living there, I knew that I could never live there permanently. And secondly, I was such a sporty kid, probably annoyingly so, to be honest, and always knew that I wanted to pursue sport outside of school. After being told that I wouldn't be able to do this at some of the schools that I had interviewed for, I had no doubt in my mind that Calrossy was the place for me. I was able to catch a bus to and from school every day to make it to training, and every time I needed to go away for a tournament, my teachers would have the work ready for me to take away. Not that I ever really did it, but it was there nevertheless. I often wonder about what my life would be like had I not tried to convince my parents to send me to Calrossy. And I think, honestly, I would probably be working a 9-to-5 corporate job and heavily involved in some kind of run club or community sport. but I can guarantee that there is no way I would be standing here today as an Australian hockey player and returning Olympian. So when I think about Calrossy, I think about the sincere gratitude that I have for the school that accepted who I was and supported me all the way. I was a girl with a dream, and this school and the people in it inspired me and encouraged me to go after it. And God, I'm grateful for that. When I think back to my time at Calrossy, I'm also met with such happy memories. The boarding house in particular was filled with them. One of my friends actually found a cat under one of the balconies near where PE used to be, and we hid it in the boarding house for a week until she could take it home. And we would sneak in at recess and lunch and give it some food and water and a bit of a run around. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have met the Bishton's cat, but that's actually the cat that I'm talking about. Still alive 13 years later. I was also given a guinea pig for my 16th birthday in the boarding house, which we managed to look after for a while before I finally worked up the courage to take it home. And miraculously, that thing lived for 10 years. Something about those boarding school pets, they seem to live much longer than they should. I really do believe a lot of what I've learned or experienced within these grounds has shaped me into the person that I am, and also prepared me for many of life's curveballs, not necessarily Shakespeare or Pythagoras, but so many other little moments. For example, many of you may have heard that the beds in the Olympic Village were made of cardboard, which is in fact true. And this was a cause of some complaint in the village. While some athletes decided to stay in hotels outside the village and others were getting back problems, I actually slept like a baby. And I attribute that entirely to my 4 years sleeping on those boarding school beds. I have quite fond memories of this day as well, actually. I remember being full of excitement on my graduation day, which I know wasn't the case for a lot of my peers. Just like I'm sure there are a few mixed emotions here today. But I remember being really excited because I'd just received a scholarship to train with the New South Wales Institute of Sport, which at the time I felt was going to be the start of a really exciting period for me where I could just really focus on my hockey. I was filled with hope that my dream for playing for the Hockeyroos would become a reality in the next year or so, which inevitably wasn't to be. In fact, it took me 8 years to get there. 2 and a bit years of battling through injuries and rehab, and 6 years of dealing with the harsh reality that I just wasn't good enough yet. And this was really tough. During this time, I was still living in Sydney, paying a ridiculous amount of per week in rent, trying to study full-time so I could receive Centrelink payments, whilst also trying to work and be the best athlete I could be, which in all honesty was never going to work. My hockey wasn't improving because of my constant state of stress and anxiety, and I also found myself in this really negative mental state where my identity and my success as a hockey player became so intertwined that I couldn't see one without the other. So every time a team came out and my name wasn't on it, I felt this deep sense of failure and shame, that I myself was a failure and that I myself wasn't good enough. And so I decided it was time for a change. The fire to play for the Hockeyroos was still very much there, but I just needed to go about it a little bit differently. So I put it on hold for a while and made the scary decision to take myself out of contention for a Hockeyroos series against China and go and play a season of club hockey in the Netherlands instead. And this was the best thing I had ever done. I hadn't really thought about it until I'd got there, but from the time I started training at NSWIS, every game I played since was critiqued and looked over by my New South Wales and Australian coaches. And for the first time in 6 years, I was able to play hockey without the fear of criticism or judgment on not only my ability as a hockey player, but also as a person. I let go of the thought that people would be watching and that they expected something of me. It was scary how fast I became the hockey player I had always wanted to be by simply letting go of mine and other people's expectations. We lost pretty much every game and got relegated at the end of the season, which wasn't always fun. But in a weird way, I actually think this helped me to finally differentiate my worth from my achievements, as it made me realise that I could still have fun, regardless of the fact that I was quote-unquote failing. And weirdly, I had gotten to the point where I didn't feel that strongly about playing for the Hockeyroos anymore. I didn't need it anymore. Esteemed psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl once said, "Don't aim at success. The more you aim at it and make it a target, the more you are going to miss it. For success, like happiness, cannot be pursued. It must ensue. and it only does so as an unintended side effect of one's dedication. Now, it could be a coincidence, but I prefer to believe in Viktor Frankl. The moment I finally let go of my vice grip on all the things I wanted to achieve that I thought would make me happy, I got the call from the Hockeyroos coach to asking me to come back early from Holland to make my debut for the Hockeyroos, and I've been a part of the Hockeyroos team ever since. It was really terrifying to let go of the daily grind in Sydney and take the risk to go to Holland. However, I took the chance, not because I thought it was going to get me into the Hockeyroos, but because that was what I really wanted to do with my life at that moment. I really do believe that our intuitions will take us on the perfect journey. We need only the perspective to allow us to truly see them and the bravery to allow them to lead us. So, as you enter the next phase of your schooling life, the HSC, I want to share with you 2 things I've learned from my journey. 1, to never equate success or lack of success to your worth. Each day, I now make the point to remind myself of this, and that the success I've had over the last 6 months does not change who I am, and that I do not need it to be worthy of happiness. Even on the day I became an Olympian, I reminded myself of this. Yes, I am proud of what I have achieved, but I am still Alice from Willow Tree who boarded at Calrossy. I guess it's ironic that my journey to becoming an Olympian has showed me so clearly that it's who you are that counts, not what you achieve, but it's true nevertheless. And 2, don't be afraid to go about things a little bit differently to get what you want, and don't shy away from working hard to get there. Life is tough, but from what I know about Calrossy students is that we are tough as well. Hard work is in our DNA, which is why I have confidence in saying that I know you are well equipped for what's out there. My year at Calrossy was filled with individuals who weren't scared of doing this. And now we have one who has just made her NRLW debut. We have vets, we have lawyers, we have people living all over the world living out their dreams of travelling and working overseas. We have entrepreneurs and we have mums and dads. Amazingly, we also have one girl who is currently on a 9-month solo horseback ride through New South Wales and Queensland, raising money for the Pancare Foundation. We were all once sitting right here where you are today, dreaming or panicking about what was next for us, but we all took a punt and chose a direction. Some changed a few times, but we've all ended up where we are meant to be, for now anyway. So stay true to your dreams and don't let fear be your obstacle. I want to leave you with the quote that I made my lock screen during the Olympics, because it really helped me in times when I was feeling maybe a little bit nervous to gain a bit of confidence. And so I'm hoping that it might provide you a little comfort too as you leave school today. It said, "You are perfectly designed for your life. You are deeply prepared for this exact moment. You have everything you need to respond to your destiny. You are worthy of great outcomes." Congratulations, Year 12s, on all that you have achieved so far, and good luck for what's next. And if you take anything away from this speech, please just remember, you are deeply prepared and you are worthy of great outcomes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kate and Alice. Today is a momentous occasion, a day of both celebration and reflection. As your 2025 captains, it is with immense pride that we thank you for the tremendous contribution to our community.
Today we have been asked to share with you some thoughts as you enter the next chapter of your lives. However, given we have been busy with yearly exams, we thought that we would ask some of our younger peers.
What advice would you tell the Year 12s who are leaving school?
Happy birthday. Is it their birthday? Not every day, Lincoln. No, it's their birthday.
Can you tell me your names, please?
I'm Tai Hami Bajaya.
Beg your pardon?
Tai Hami Bajaya. And Abby. My name is Albert. And my name is Maggie. My middle name is Jack McDonald, but my first name is Jack. Maggie. My name is Charlotte. My name is Huxley.
And how old are you both?
5. 5. 5 is old. I turned 5 in February. I'm 4. It's my birthday today.
And how old are you?
5. I'm 5. I'm 4. And I'm 5.
The kids in year 12, how old are they?
8. 10. 20. 10. 80. My cousin is in Calrossy High School. I did not know because he's way too big. 1020.
How many years do you think they've spent at school?
50. A million. 26. 22 years. And 8 days. 8 years.
Are there any rules that you have to follow?
The teacher rules. Sit down. Sit up straight. Oh, I think I know one. No talking when the teacher's talking. Respect and kindness and don't hit people. And no pushing. Be kind. Listen properly and do what they say all the time.
What happens if you don't do that?
You get in trouble and you cry and maybe you go on the iPad. But only if you stop crying. Nap. Eat outside. Eat.
Anything else?
Think. I find my lie. Rock, paper, scissors. Doing too much Lego? Or watching flipping? Learn.
What do they learn?
How to write their name? I already know how to write my name. My cousin plays video games at school. They help people get up when they fall.
If you didn't have to go to school anymore and you were done forever, what would be the best thing to do?
Stay at home. Get dinner. I'd go to another school. Say goodbye to all my friends. Play.
Would you go to work?
Oh yeah. Live your house. Do you know, my dad actually worked here too. And my mum.
What kind of jobs do you think they want to be when they grow up?
A police. Fire engine. Be a builder and be a fireman. My cousin wants to be a fireman when they grow up. A library. A police officer. A lunchbox. A changing bag. A lunchbox. And like a little squishy toy to sleep with. Your computer. And your laptop. Artwork. Homework. A lunchbox and a drink bottle. No. My cousin always takes the pencils. I don't want a pistol that way. And pencils. And my cousin doesn't take pencils, he takes chalk. And lunch boxes.
Who's your cousin?
Charles Hill. Yeah, he used to come to Calrossy.
Do you know what he means?
No. I don't know what that means.
Wait.
Have you ever done an exam before?
Have?
What exam have you done?
I can't remember. Bye, Year 12. Bye, Year 12. Bye, Year 12. Bye, 12. Bye, Year 12. Are they going to see the video?
So, Year 12. Today, we celebrate not only your academic achievements, but also your personal growth, camaraderie, and the sense of community you have fostered within these walls. We extend your gratitude for your guidance and mentorship. We trust as you go out into the world, you take on the lessons you have learnt at Calrossy, both in and outside the classroom. So on behalf of us and all the student body here, we say thank you, Year 12.
I would now like to welcome Ms. Kelly Cato to the microphone for the presentation of the portfolios. Students will receive their portfolios from Principal Mr. David Smith, Mrs. Laura Yo, Year 6 Captains William Yo and Nellie Starr.
Well, good morning, everyone. In my first year as Deputy Principal at Calrossy Anglican, it is my great pleasure to announce the graduation portfolios and the academic prizes for our Year 12 students. First, Tom Aitken, Principal's Award, and this award recognises his outstanding leadership demonstrated by the impressive depth of character through service to school life and relationships with both staff and students. Tom also receives an award, quite a few awards: first place in economics, academic excellence in business studies, academic excellence in legal studies, outstanding approach to learning award, Ampol Best All-Rounder Award, and this award recognises Tom's outstanding contribution to the school and the wider community. Tom also receives the Calrossy Sporting Colour Blue for excellence and high achievement in golf, and the Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to football and cricket. Will Andrews, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School Graduate. Vinethmi Balasuria, first place in Mathematics Advanced, first place in English Advanced, first place in English Extension 1, academic excellence in Chemistry, academic excellence in modern history, academic excellence in extension history, and outstanding approach to learning award. Archie Barnett, Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to basketball. Harrison Barton. Harrison receives a Principal Award for outstanding leadership demonstrated by his impressive depth of character through service to school life and relationships with both staff and students. Harrison also receives the award for academic excellence in mathematics standard and the Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to rugby. Edward Bates, Calrossy Sporting Colour Blue for excellence and high achievement in hockey, ACES Honours for sporting excellence in hockey, ACES Colours for sporting excellence in hockey, and HRIS Hockey Commitment Award for representing HRIS from 2021 to 2024 in hockey. Georgie Berlin, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Kate Bishton, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Samuel Bishton, Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to rugby. Kate Brand, Peter Fletcher Horse Riding Award for dedicated horse rider, and Calrossy Equestrian Colour Blue for excellence and contribution to horse sports. Lauren Brand, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Eleanor Brooks, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Ryan Bruce, the Scott Family Award for Technology, and the Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to rugby. Sophie Cameron, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Zoe Chappell, Calrossy Equestrian Colour Red for service to horse sports. Brooke Cleary, Outstanding Performance in Human Services Nursing. Olivia Coombs, the Principal's Award for Outstanding Leadership, demonstrated by her impressive depth of character through service to school life and relationships with both staff and students. The Olympic Changemaker Award. This award recognises Olivia's leadership through sport in the school and the local community. Academic Excellence in Geography. Academic Excellence in PDHPE. Outstanding Approach to Learning Award, Year 12 Sportswoman of the Year, Calrossy Sporting Colour Blue for excellence and high achievement in cross country, Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for achievement in hockey and athletics, ACES Honours for sporting excellence in cross country, ACES Colours for sporting excellence in cross country, ACES Colours for sporting excellence in hockey, and HRIS Athletics Cross Country and Hockey All-Rounder Award for representation in 2024. Harrison Couples, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Digby Dallets, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Rachel Donaldson, first place in Music Course 1, Academic Excellence in Textiles and Design, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award, the Phyllis Pearson Senior Award for Music, and the Year 12 ADF Future Innovations Award. And the ADF Award is sponsored by the Australian Defence Force and is awarded to a Year 12 student who has demonstrated motivation and innovation in the areas of science, technology, engineering and mathematics within the school, and who displays strong personal ethical values such as doing one's best. Edward Duggan, first place in English Standard, and the University of New England Vice-Chancellor's High Achievement Prize. James Duggan, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Dominic Fawcett, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Ella Fittler, first place in Community and Family Studies, first place in Textiles and Design, first place in PDHPE, Academic Excellence in English Standard, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award, Calrossy Sporting Colour Blue for Excellence in Service in Swimming and Cross Country, ACES Colours for Sporting Excellence in Cross Country, HRIS Swimming Exceptional Commitment Award for representation from 2019 to 2024 in swimming, University of Newcastle Vice-Chancellor's Scholarship for Academic Excellence. Rachel Fleming, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Meg Foster, the Bishop's Prize. Grace Gamble, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Jessica Goland, first place in Geography, Academic Excellence in Mathematics Standard, Academic Excellence in Biology, Academic Excellence in Textiles and Design, Academic Excellence in Business Studies, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award, Leadership in the Boarding House, and the Principals Award for Academic Effort and Commitment. Claire Goodfellow, University of New England Vice-Chancellor's High Achievement Prize and Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Shri Gopinath, first place in Mathematics Standard, Academic Excellence in Chemistry, Academic Excellence in English Standard, Academic Excellence in Economics, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Olivia Gostelow, Calrossy Equestrian Colour Red for service to horse sports. Scarlett Gray, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Isabella Green, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Zoe Grogan, Academic Excellence in Community and Family Studies. Jessica Haling, first place in Biology, first place in modern history, first place in extension history, academic excellence in mathematics advanced, academic excellence in society and culture, outstanding approach to learning award. Aidan Hawkins, academic excellence in earth and environmental science. Isabel Hawkins, the Principal's Award for Isabel's outstanding leadership, demonstrated by her impressive depth of character through service to school life and her relationships with staff and students. Academic excellence in primary industries. Year 12 ADF Long Tan Leadership Award. Again, this award is sponsored by the Australian Defence Force, and it's awarded to Isabel for her demonstration of leadership. Isabel also receives the New South Wales Farmers Award, and this award acknowledges her achievements in agriculture and related studies. Bryn Haywood, first place in industrial technology. Calrossy Sporting Colour Blue for excellence and service in athletics, basketball, football and rugby. Jack Hunt, Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to rugby. Hannah Hurley, Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to basketball, ACES Colours for sporting excellence in basketball. Tessa Ireland, first place in earth and environmental science, academic excellence in geography, outstanding approach to learning award, leadership in the boarding house. Jessica Jarrett, academic excellence in agriculture, academic excellence in legal studies. Eve Johnston, outstanding performance in retail services, community pharmacy, Calrossy Equestrian Colour Red for service to horse sports. Yasmin Jones for contribution to the cattle team. Eliza Carney, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Grace Carney, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Benjamin Kelly, Year 12 Sportsman of the Year. Calrossy Sporting Colour Blue for excellence and high achievement in athletics, and the HRIS Athletics Commitment Award for representing HRIS in athletics from 2020 to 2024. Emily Lasker, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Declan Lewis, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Eloise Lewin, academic excellence in mathematics advanced, outstanding approach to learning award. Grace Mannion, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Zara Mannion, outstanding performance in real estate practice. Sienna Mazzato, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Mitch Matthews, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Phoebe Matthews, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Thomas McInnes, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Jemima McIntyre, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Ellie McLeod, outstanding performance in animal care. Phoebe McNamara, Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service and achievement in rugby. Isabel Mitchell, first place in dance. Stella Moore, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Charlotte Murray, Calrossy Sporting Colour Red for service to water polo. Sandami Nalahiwa, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Chloe O'Brien, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Wilson O'Rourke, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Olivia Osland, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Minnie Pearson, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Poppy Pemberthy, first place in visual arts. Harmony Phillips, outstanding performance in animal care. Benjamin Pickens, the Bishop's Prize. Sweta Rai, Academic Excellence in Geography, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Brianna Rhodes, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Grace Rigian, Academic Excellence in English Standard. Sarah Robertson, Academic Excellence in Mathematics Standard, Academic Excellence in Legal Studies, Academic Excellence in PDHPE, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Harry Russ, Calrossy, sporting colour red, for service to basketball, football and rugby. James Ryan, a Calrossy sporting colour red, for service and achievement in swimming and water polo. ACES colours for sporting excellence in swimming. ACES colours for sporting excellence in water polo. Commitment Award for representing HRIS in swimming from 2019 to 2023. Paul Sayad, first place in Mathematics Extension 2, first place in Physics, Academic Excellence in Mathematics Extension 1, Academic Excellence in English Advanced, Academic Excellence in Music Course 1, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award, first, yes, thank you. Lucy Scanlon, first place in Primary Industries, Calrossy sporting colour blue for excellence and service in athletics and cross country, and HRIS Athletics Award for representing HRIS from 2020 to 2024 in athletics. Alistair Scott, first place in Mathematics Extension 1, first place in Chemistry, first place in Society and Culture, first place in English Advanced, Academic Excellence in Mathematics Extension 2, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award, and Margaret Hilliger Prize for Debating and Speech. Eliza Shaw, first place in Business Studies, first place in Legal Studies, Academic Excellence in Biology, Academic Excellence in Geography, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award, and the Reuben F. Scarf Award for consistent effort and desire to improve. Erin Sterling, first place in Agriculture, Academic Excellence in Mathematics Advanced, Academic Excellence in Biology, Academic Excellence in Modern History, and Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Ebony Sullivan, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Emily Taylor, Academic Excellence in Agriculture. Mitchell Taylor, Academic Excellence in Industrial Technology and contribution to the cattle team. Camilla Teague, Calrossy sporting colour red for service to netball. Chloe Thibault, Academic Excellence in Mathematics Standard. Max Thompson, first place in Investigating Science, Academic Excellence in Mathematics Standard, Academic Excellence in English Standard, Academic Excellence in Business Studies. Elsie Traynor, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Stephanie Turner, Academic Excellence in Visual Arts, Outstanding Approach to Learning Award. Charlotte Tidd, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Eleanor Walker, first place in software design and development, academic excellence in English advanced, academic excellence in physics, academic excellence in society and culture, and outstanding approach to learning award. Alexander Waller, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Hamish Ward, leadership in the boarding house. Sophie Weeks, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Emma Wilson, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Kate Winnick, first place in English Studies. And last but not least, Isabel Safodja, 2024 Calrossy Anglican School graduate. Can we all give our Year 12 graduates another round of applause?
Congratulations, Year 12. I would now like to invite Olivia Coombs and Tom Aiken, our 2024 captains, to the stage.
Teachers, students, parents, special guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2024. We would first like to thank you all for joining us on this momentous occasion. Mrs. Yo, we're finally here, and what a journey it has been. Upon sitting down and writing this speech together, we were able to reflect on the past 6 years, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. We reminisced on the entirety of our Calrossy experience, but fortunately for you all, we have a time constraint and couldn't quite fit it all in today.
If you don't know much about us, Year 12 2024, we'll briefly fill you in. Our cohort is a unique one. The group of girls and boys who stepped through the gates of Brisbane Street and onto the dry ground of William Cowper have evolved in every way possible. Throughout our schooling, this cohort has experienced enormous change, from the traditional split campuses, transitioning to both the 7 to 9 and 10 to 12 campus, and the obvious global pandemic, online learning in all its glory. However, each challenge was combated by our group of resilient, optimistic people willing to take everything in their stride. We thought it was only reasonable to give a rundown on each year leading up to now so you can grasp just how much these experiences have shaped who we are today. Year 7. School bags bigger than our bodies, buttons and blazers brighter than our futures. We had left the comfort of our small primary schools with handwriting books and fruit break, and suddenly had brand new laptops and unexpected Minecraft addictions. But more importantly, we had 100 new names and faces to learn. It was the start of a 6-year journey where we would grow, experience, and be challenged by all that our teenage years would throw at us. Primary school hairstyles continued, day girls discovered the luxury of border lunch and moosies. Mrs. Ward and Miss Newman lucked out with our dance and drama classes. If our full black outfits, including tights and school shoes, didn't say it, trust me, we were born for performing arts. Our trip to Lake Macquarie also provided us the perfect opportunity to foster new friendships with the girls we would graduate with in the very distant future.
For us boys, it started right here on the hill at William Cowper, with excitement, curiosity, and the start of our journey from young boys to young men. Connections between the boys flourished on expedition to Scott's Head, with a shared struggle of riding waves and other shared experiences, including chafing, which forced a unique waddle from the lads. Back at Cowper, the demountables provided solid foundations and nurtured an environment of educational growth, some of the time, with many thanks to Mr. Chambers for taking care of us impetuous Year 7 boys.
Year 8. The infamous year 2020 came with a major change to our schooling lives, with COVID pushing us out of the demountables and chucking us behind MacBooks to take on online schooling. Despite this, us boys still managed to make expedition at the Sport and Rec Camp at Lake Macquarie. William Cowper traditions like Tug of War Cup and Billy Cart Derby weren't our first rodeo. Being in our second year of school, we became more comfortable in the environment with help of older boys. They taught us strong values of mateship, acting as role models, which would then shape the young men we are today.
Zoom made it easy to blame poor internet connection for our blank screens. We appreciated everything our teachers did for us during this time, consistently checking in and supporting us when face-to-face learning was not an option. We all had good intentions to complete the copious amounts of work you put on the hub too, but we still had no internet connection. Luckily, restrictions were soon eased and we were back at school and heading off for expedition. Scott's Head was a definite highlight. We couldn't be happier to see sand and rolling waves. It was honestly like we'd never seen a beach before. While some of us learnt how to surf over the course of the week, others learnt a lot about the few attractive surf instructors. Each day we came back from the beach sunburnt and sorry, but spirits were immediately lifted when we saw the sign lit above our cabins. It read, "Jesus loves you."
Year 9. This was an interesting one. For the very first time, boys, girls, one campus. Mr. Price had his work cut out for him. The girls left the familiar Brisbane Street campus and the boys had their campus crashed by the girls. Over the course of the year, many lists were made, many detentions were sat, but also plenty of dance battles were had. I'm sorry to say, Archie, but Rachel remains undefeated. We had the honour and the privilege to curate the culture of the 7 to 9 campus, and whilst it was a rocky start, we embraced each bump and learnt a lot about ourselves. Not once did Pricey question whether or not it was a good idea for a bunch of almost 15-year-olds to be the leaders of the new campus. He supported our new responsibility wholeheartedly, and we were able to experiment and create a great campus and culture. Special shout out also to Mr. Leach for guiding us through this time, tolerating and understanding our erratic behaviour, our need, erratic, and our needs and wants alongside Mrs. Yo.
Thanks, Tom. This year was also the infamous Pindari expedition. We recognised first-time and not-so-keen campers when horrified expressions appeared on faces at the sight of the concrete slab and tarp that we would sleep under. Unfortunately for our male counterparts, their sleeping arrangements were at an even lesser standard, so the girls were basically glamping. This camp certainly got us out of our comfort zones. We thought that daily rations and army-like activities were the least of our worries. Boy, were we wrong. It all built up to the second last night of the expedition. We had been at Pindari for 3 nights now, getting to a rest list over at stage, telling ourselves to stick it out and that it couldn't get any worse. Suddenly, the largest thunderstorm to this day erupted out of nowhere. The boys' campsite was flooded and they were evacuated to the homestead in the middle of the night. The girls suddenly had no tarps covering them. It was something out of a nightmare. Pindari also acquired numerous casualties, including Liam with his not-so-toe and various hypothermic and panicked girls. Mrs. Yo travelled the 85k journey to the nearest hospital more times than she's had almond chai lattes.
On to Year 10. For the girls, it was back to the Brisbane Street, and for the boys, it's a whole new environment and a fresh start. It became quite the quest to find the different rooms, but with the guidance of older student and staff, including Langy's mythical all-powerful blue book that's still never been seen, made life that little bit easier. Over the year, mixed-gender classrooms, connections were built and real-life skills were attained on the senior secondary campus. At the end of the year, our cohort was decreased due to students getting a head start on their careers, engaging in various apprenticeships, TAFE and post-school pathways. Coming back to the Brisbane Street campus, our respect for each other and teachers deepened, knowing we have some tough years ahead.
Year 11 was the beginning of the end. Heading into our last 7 terms of schooling, we began settling into our new subjects which we would study until our final exams. Being introduced to new responsibilities and privileges throughout school and life, we discovered some hardships that come with adulthood. Finally being able to drive alone, we got a taste of the real world. We were also given the privilege of getting our name marked off for our study periods by none other than Mrs. Morris. On expedition, we went on yet another army camp, this time to Emu Gully. The camp required us to work together, physically and mentally, through challenges which seemed like absolute hell. For example, whilst covered in what we gathered was mud, each group braved the Kokoda Trail 2.0. Some not so lucky to be at the base of a certain slippery slope. It was total wipeout, when one slip left those in their path eating through the mud to survive.
We finally made it to Year 12. What a year to remember. This year has really flown by, with each one of us experiencing challenges, triumphs, late night study sessions, and spontaneous adventures. Only made possible by the many friends and the great cohort which has been formed over these years. Some specific highlights from this year include the world's greatest shave, the geography excursion to the Great Barrier Reef, the Year 12 muck-up photo, swimming and athletics carnivals, and of course when the extraordinary Dawn Fraser visited our school. Shout out to the SRCs, Sarah and Ella, for coordinating Calrossy's most successful World's Greatest Shave. We raised $45,000 and could not have done it without them. We can't not mention when the 4 of us travelled to Armidale with Mr. Smith to meet other school leaders at NEGS. For the journey to and from, Mr. Smith had a captive audience, and for the journey home, he insisted we connect to Bluetooth and start some carpool karaoke.
The journey of high school is a long one, but Year 12 has summed it up perfectly. We've navigated the highs and lows together, celebrated successes, and supported each other through setbacks. Our teachers have guided us, our families have supported us, and our friends have been the constant source of joy and strength. Each moment we've shared has created memories that we will carry with us long after today. We couldn't leave here today without thanking the many people involved in our development. To the students, we will miss seeing your smiling faces. We are so grateful to have led you through 2024. Thank you for your openness to our leadership. To Mackenzie, Noah, Ella, Nick, and all of the 2025 student leaders, we are so happy leaving the school in your safe hands. You now have the honour to lead this school. Take on every opportunity you can and learn to listen and lead those around you. Be courageous in difficult times, back yourself, and remember who you are. Work hard, but have lots of fun.
To the teachers, although we don't always show it, we're grateful for your consistent support over the years, and especially this one. The hard work and dedication you show for each of us certainly does not go unnoticed. We have grown respect for you, and we have love forming friendships for you in the good and difficult times. As you all seem to say, no one will be checking your drafts or your assignments at uni. So thanks for spoon feeding us.
To the wider Calrossy staff and community, thank you for facilitating numerous events and making our final year so special. the kitchen staff, boarding, marketing and maintenance. You have each contributed to our Calrossy experience, and for that we are truly grateful. Another special mention to Miss Boland. Your consistent reminding of jewellery and untucked shirts is something we won't miss until we're gone. But your strong-willed nature and dedication to the school is admirable, and we appreciate all of your support in our final year.
To our parents and carers, we recognise the sacrifices you have made and continue to make for us, especially during our high school years, providing us with quality education and having faith in us when we say we're studying, but also being the stronger support network for us during the hard times. You see the best and worst of us, but still manage to show up each day with a smiling face and a shoulder to cry on. Sorry. You are ultimately the ones who shape us as people, and looking at our cohort, you have done an outstanding job. We are forever grateful for you.
Finally, Mrs. Yo, thank you for being our year advisor. Throughout this year in our schooling, we have had some exciting, fun times, but we have also tested your limits. Through it all, you have continued to dedicate your time, effort, and genuine care for each of us. You have always been our biggest advocate through the good and not so good times. We appreciate your bubbly attitude, motherly instinct, but also your stern temperament, which has been necessary to pull us into line. We have shared maybe a little too much, but have created enough memories to last a lifetime. Pelvic floor advice, guilt trips of needing to pee and being compared to childbirth, your crazy obsession with tuna, care factor 0, here if you need when you walk away, but most importantly, your voice and RMs that can be heard from the other side of the school, which instantly puts a smile on our faces.
Throughout our time, you've shared with us your intimate stories of your struggles, showing us that it's okay to be vulnerable. Your resilience through these times have inspired us to keep moving forward with a smile on our dial and a pep in our step. Your relationship with your 3 beautiful daughters is also worth sharing. The values you uphold and the example you set are already shaping them into strong, powerful and independent young girls. Your glowing pride for each of them is astounding. The way you share their chaotic schedules like it isn't completely your own doing encourages us to grasp opportunities with both hands and implement a can-do attitude, because we can do it all. I can honestly say that your presence and genuine care has impacted me deeply. Your perspective on life as a result of your adverse experiences is inspirational and has made me reflect further on my purpose in life. The thought of not having you close by for a chat is uncomfortable, but you display a genuine example of where confidence and trust in yourself can end up, which gives us great hope. Mrs. Yo, you're a role model for all, and we will all miss you so much.
Every year, the Year 12 cohort presents the school with a gift that leaves a legacy in some way, shape or form. These gifts are recognisable around the school, including the bench just outside of the Brisbane Street Hall or the artwork in Learning Support. This year, our Year 12 cohort have provided the school with a bursary of $6,000. This amount was accumulated by various fundraising events throughout the year. Year 12 students and their parents volunteered for bake sales, barbecues and more. The bursary will give a new or existing student who may not have been fortunate enough to receive an education here at Calrossy, providing them with an everlasting positive impact on their educational journey and life. I would like to personally extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who took the time out of your day to help raise these funds for our gift. Your generosity and effort truly speak volumes of the kindness and dedication you have for our Calrossy community. Could I now invite Mr. Smith and board member Kim Scott onto the stage to receive the bursary on behalf of the school. And finally, to the Year 12 class of 2024, a group of people you certainly won't forget.
Thank you, Izzy. Just a very quick word to say thank you to this outstanding year. The long-lasting impact of your generosity and leadership in selflessly supporting future generations of Calrossy is really remarkable. And thank you to Mrs. Joe, who I understand was part of inspiring the idea for leaving a gift that will continue on for many years to come. We've heard a little bit about all of your fundraising this year. Thank you so much. The Calrossy Foundation exists to do two important things: to raise funds, hence the cheque, and just as importantly, to raise friends. And we hope that Year 12 will be our newest alumni year and become friends of our foundation. And speaking of alumni, how inspirational is Alice Arnott? I'm just so proud to be part of a community that can give opportunities to all of you like that. So the legacy that you've established through the bursary is a lasting gift that will support families facing hardship, providing short-term assistance to ensure that students can continue their education here. Your efforts mean that others will have the same opportunity to thrive just as you have, and it's a true reflection of your kindness and selflessness. As alumni, you'll see the changes happening across the school, but most importantly, we want to keep in touch with you to show you how the legacy that you've created today will continue to leave a ripple effect to help many students in the future. So once again, on behalf of the Calrossy community and the Calrossy Foundation, thank you so much, Year 12, for your generosity, for your leadership, and for leaving behind an example of hope, opportunity, and positive change. You've set an inspiring example for future years, and we're so incredibly proud of all of your achievements. Thank you. Thank you so much to Liv, Tom, Harrison and Izzy. You really, and everyone, Mrs. Yo, and every single one of you in Year 12, you really, for all your contributions you've made this year and your whole school experience, and you really have created a legacy that we hope to carry forward into our captaincy in 2025. I would now like to welcome Caitlin Marshman to the stage to say a prayer on behalf of our student body, followed by a performance by Annabelle Scott.
Can we all please bow our heads in prayer? Our loving God and Heavenly Father, we thank you for our Year 12 group and every person in it. Thank you that you have made each one with their own unique character and skills. Thank you that each member of the year are equally and specially loved by you. Thank you that their friendships, growth and companionship throughout the year at Calrossy. We are grateful for how they have contributed to our school in so many ways over their time here. I pray that you will comfort Year 12 as they prepare to study for their final HSC examinations, and that they will know that their worth is not in their marks they receive, and afterwards as they leave us and move towards fulfilling their goals for the future. Help them use what they have learnt in school throughout their lives. We ask that they'll use their God-given talents and gifts to impact and bless the lives of those around them. May the people who inspire hope, encourage others, and act with companionship. May they seize the opportunities you give them and serve others with humility and wisdom. May they seize the opportunities you give, having the courage to show what's good and right in their words and actions. Guide them in the way they live and the choices they make. Above all, may they remember what they have learnt here about Jesus and his love for them. In Jesus' name we pray these things for them. Amen.
Thank you, Annabelle. Could Mr. Reverend Mark Rundle, please come to the microphone for the benediction?
Year 12, this one's for you. Because a benediction, what is it? It is actually a blessing, seeking a blessing on others. And so this is the end, but it's the beginning. And Year 12, as you go to the beginning, we want you to not only receive blessings in life, but be a blessing to others. You've already shown that, given that gift, which is going to be a blessing to others. And so, Jesus said, it's more blessed to give than receive, and the older I get, the more I discover, the more I need to remember that life isn't about me, because I've been given a great deal, and therefore I need to remember the great deal needs to be given as a blessing to others. So Year 12, for you, I'm going to pray. Go forth into the world in peace. Be people of good courage and compassion. Hold fast that which is good. Don't repay evil for evil. Instead, shine light wherever you find darkness. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help those in need. Show love to everyone. Know the light and life that come through the Lord Jesus. And the blessing of the one Almighty God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the God who is for you, with you, and loves you, remain with you all, always. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Rundle. On behalf of our school community, I would like to thank you for attending today's graduation. I'd like to extend particular thanks to our families. We're about to ask our Year 12 graduating class to exit for their final time. Before we do this, could I ask that all other students remain seated? Parents, families, and teachers, I ask you to stand. Thank you. Year 12, you may now leave the hall.